Welcome to Dust Off the Bricks. I have built a working drawbridge. This is 3 base plates long and 1 base plate wide. So let me just show you, get right off to the beginning of showing you the drawbridge portion. So there's chains hooked up to these wheels, and you just twist it. There's one on each side, but one works just fine. And it lifts up the bridge. I have some supports on the bottom to keep it all together, because obviously I'm using the new road plate system, so they're not really meant to support weight when there's nothing under them. They're supposed to be attached to a base plate, and the other side lifts up as well. Oh. And they're just held up by those chains. I have rock bases on each side, on all the way across each side, with a little space underneath the bridges. So I just used normal slopes. I tried to use taller slopes because I wanted the slope to be very steep and to mimic the erosion boulders that people will drop next to rivers to prevent erosion. So I used larger slopes to get that. And then obviously a taller slope here with the command post here. The roof has a little vent system on top of it. And this window does open up. Let a breeze in. And inside, you have a minifigure controlling the bridge and the road barricades right there. So, and then in the center, I have a bridge support. I use a lot of masonry bricks on any of the what would be concrete, and then I've made it sloped at the bottom just like a normal bridge support would be. And then obviously you just tiled off the top, and they just come down and fit right in the center. But as you can see, I use a lot of masonry bricks over here. And so I tried to use gears to make this bridge lift up. It was just, I couldn't get it strong enough to lift up something this heavy, and I've never worked with gears. So I do potentially plan on working with gears more and get more moving pieces in my builds. But I'll go over here and show you the road barricades. Just built with Technic pieces to go up and down. And then it has a stoplight there to prevent people from driving, and that's on both sides. And then on this side, just some more rock work and some more plants that you've got. And it is a pretty heavy and pretty fragile build. Like, it just wants to fall apart if you lift it up too much. But underneath this side, I do have a little story being told. If the whole entire side doesn't come off like it just did. There we go. And the way I built it is there's just 2x4s built into the wall on each side. But here is a criminal that just escaped the local prison, and he's sleeping under the bridge. It appears that he's been sleeping there for quite a while with his beard, but you got a little sleeping bag, a lantern, and a little fire there. The road just snaps back on. One unfortunate thing I did run into, and I was trying to figure out how to fix it, but I could not figure it out, is this gap. It had to be there, or else you couldn't lift up the bridge. So it does have a huge gap there, and a big beefy truck can drive over it with very little issue. It is pretty steep. It's 2 studs or 2 plates thick there. But when you take a slower or a smaller profile vehicle, like a Speed Champions vehicle, it does high center. So not the best there. I was trying to attempt to use some smooth slope pieces that would drop down. That would pretty much work the opposite of this. So if this went down, those would lift up, and then if you lift this up, then those would go down, so the vehicle could smoothly drive over that, and wasn't able to come up with a system for that. But altogether, I really like this build. It was very fun. I was trying to figure out what to build, and at first I was going to attempt to make a bridge just to see how much weight it could support. And then I've always wanted to add movement to my builds, so I decided to do a working drawbridge, and I was attempting to do gears and stuff, so when I cranked one thing, both would go up, and it was just too advanced for me. I will continue working on that though, to improve my builds, to make them better for you guys. But let me know what you think of this build, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And please add any comments below to let me know what you think of this build and what you think I could add to it, and if you have any advice on me on how to get gears to work. And I honestly just need to learn more gear ratios and stuff like that. But thanks for watching.